Hey there folks, how you doing today? Hope all is going well for you. Man, I've had a busy weekend. I have not had much time to put into this. So, without further ado, here we go. For starters, last week we announced a giveaway for a Viridian E-Series laser and a UM tactical holster for a Taurus G3C. I accepted entries to that until last night. We did the drawing this morning. It looks like the winner is going to be the X-Man Javier G. Congratulations. A big thumbs up on winning this prize. I will get it sent out to you later this week. So moving right along, about 10 or 11 days ago I posted this. It seems that about half of you want to see more to do with Micro 9 pistols. I was a little bit surprised at just how one-sided that poll went until I had two different people explain to me that they didn't know what a FUD gun was. So look forward in the very near future to meeting my Uncle Elmer, who's going to come down here and to help me to help you to understand a little better what we're talking about when we say FUD guns or just FUDs in general. But for the Micro 9 crowd that wants to know more about those, with the ones that I have, the Taurus GX4, the Ruger Max 9, and my very favorite go-to, the Sig P365, I've kind of beaten a dead horse on the usability of the pistols. So I've decided to delve into something related but unrelated today. So let's talk about carrying a Micro 9. Most people who carry a Micro 9 carry a Micro 9 because it's small and easy to carry. Going back to our 365, you'll notice in this inside the waistband holster by CYA, this is a very small and discreet carry package. I can tuck this inside the waistband of my pants and it'll disappear under a t-shirt. I can also put this in the front pocket of a pair of cargo pants, which is how I frequently carry it. Anything much bigger than that Sig P365, I'll give you a couple of examples. The Ruger Max 9, the Shield Plus, certainly the 365X or XL, are all just a little bit large for pocket carry and kind of defeat the purpose of carrying a Micro 9. As I have mentioned on here before, it is my opinion concerning my weapons that a Micro 9 pistol remains just that, and that is a Micro 9. If you put a red dot sight, or if you put an extended magazine, or if you go with some variation of that micro pistol that makes it larger, you lose the advantage of the micro pistol. At that point, there are numerous options that are equally as easy to carry. Again, as I said, that's just for me. What you think and perceive might be something completely different. So I said all that to say this. Most of these Micro 9 pistols don't really have anything in the way of an accessory rail. I'll show you a picture right now of the one on the Sig P365, but the Taurus GX4 and the Ruger Max 9 do not have accessory rails. In my opinion, that is okay, because again, they are Micro 9 pistols for concealed carry. But as most of us know, concealed carry does not always happen in broad daylight. You might work the late shift at a bank or at a title loan company or one of those places that cashes paychecks, maybe at a bar or for a bail bondsman, or in some kind of situation where you're liable to be carrying cash when you leave work in the evening. That would make you a prime target for people behaving badly. And depending on the time of year, those events might occur after dark. So while that Micro 9 pistol is an excellent choice for concealed carry when size is a concern, mounting any form of light on that pistol completely negates the advantages that you get from carrying a Micro 9 pistol. But if you should find yourself out in a low light situation, armed and prepared to defend yourself, it is your responsibility to ensure that you can properly identify what you are using your Micro 9 pistol against. So in a situation like that, I would recommend carrying some type of illumination device. Now, when it comes to flashlights, the world is your oyster. You could spend very little for one, or you could spend entirely too much for one. But if you're going to carry a standalone flashlight, I strongly recommend that you carry some type of flashlight that is not only reliable, but also simple. For this next portion, I will be clearing the Sig P365 so that I can show you safe and empty weapon. So when you're carrying a handgun as small as the Sig P365, you must be mindful that they require a considerable amount of control to control them, as opposed to something full-size like this Glock 19X that just really commands a firm grip. With a pistol like this, you're harnessing the same amount of recoil in something that is literally half the size. So when you select a flashlight to accompany your Micro 9 pistol, I suggest something that you can easily hold in your support hand, but still be able to utilize your support hand to help you control your micro compact pistol. This particular flashlight is a Surefire G2X Pro. While this flashlight is nearly perfect in size, I would not recommend this flashlight for one very important reason. This flashlight has two modes. It has a 15 lumen I drop my car keys mode, and it has a 600 lumen stop the threat mode. The problem is when you go to activate the flashlight, you get the 15 lumen mode, and then you have to press the cap again to get the 600 lumen mode. I can tell you from first-hand experience that when you're in a stressful situation, your fine motor skills go right out the window. And fumbling to try to find what mode you want your flashlight in may be something that you're not able to do, at least without a lot of training. So if this flashlight's no good, then what do I recommend? Bear with me. This flashlight is made by the same company, and it is of nearly identical dimensions, except this one has an all aluminum body, and this one is a tactical version of the flashlight. You'll notice that I have it in a quick release pick rail mount right now. Don't let this mount that this flashlight is stuck in confuse you. This is what the flashlight looks like. The difference is, with this flashlight, it doesn't matter how many times you press the button, it only has one mode, and that is full throttle 600 lumens of blind somebody so I can get a look at them and make sure I'm ready to do what I'm fixing to do. So that is really the biggest piece of advice that I can give to you. And again, this is only my opinion. I am sure there are some of you out there that will not agree with that. Maybe it's, well, Jay, I've got all kinds of dexterity. I can sit and play buttons all day long. It doesn't even matter. I can and get that bright light going real easy. Great, good for you. I'm glad you can. A lot of people can't. I fumble around with stuff when I'm nervous, and I'm not the only one. I've seen other folks do it as well. So if you went with something like this G2X Pro flashlight that has the two separate modes, I'm sure you could make it work. I think you would be better off with the same flashlight in a tactical configuration. Well, Jay, what if I don't want to spend $100 on a flashlight? There are other flashlights available. This one is a Duracell Model 500. I purchased these at Costco years ago. I carry one of these in my 3-day pack. These are really good flashlights, but they have some drawbacks. For starters, this flashlight is nowhere near as bright as this flashlight when it comes to blinding an attacker. Also, this flashlight is much larger, and if you're trying to hold it in conjunction with your Micro 9 pistol, you might notice that it takes center stage. This flashlight does have multiple modes, but the silver lining to that is the first mode it goes into is the fully bright mode. What I don't like about this flashlight is you have to completely depress the button and let it go in order to illuminate anything. Whereas a flashlight like this one has an instant on, just tapping the tail cap without actually clicking it down, or you can lock the switch, either way. That little bump gives you a real tactical advantage over something like this. I would recommend that you stay away from anything like this. This is an Ozark Trail 750 lumen rechargeable flashlight from Walmart. I picked this up a while back on clearance for about $11, and I will tell you it is worth every bit of $11. I might have even paid $15 for this thing. But it's not worth much more than that. It also has full bright for its first mode, but the button's hard to push. It's really recessed. It's significantly bigger and heavier, and again, when you're trying to fumble around with a micro-sized pistol, it just really isn't made for that task. So what do I recommend for a flashlight for an EDC pistol? A Surefire 6P or a Surefire G2X Tactical. Okay, for starters, and to put your mind at ease, because I can already hear you banging away on the keyboard, Surefire doesn't even know who I am. I've owned several Surefire flashlights in the past. I own a couple of them now. I think they're really good flashlights, and for an EDC type situation or for something to mount to a weapon, I think they are as good as it gets and certainly worth the money that they cost. But as much as I like Surefire flashlights, I don't even carry one at work. For years I've carried Streamlight flashlights in a professional capacity. For a duty or use flashlight, I think the Streamlight flashlight is superior to the Surefire flashlight. But I wouldn't want to lug something twice this size around in my pocket on my day off running errands. I know for a fact there are plenty of other good options out there. I hope you got something out of that. I look forward to the comments section on this video. It's sure to be controversial to some degree. Like, subscribe, share, tell your buddies. It really does help me to put out better content for you. So until next time, take care. God bless. Perhaps in the near future we'll discuss rechargeable battery options for these little Surefire flashlights, because they do eat up the CR123 batteries like a fat kid with a sack of M&Ms.